So Google is in an absolute pickle, and the results of this could actually lead to your business website getting up to 50% less organic traffic. In today's video, I'm gonna break the whole situation down, what's happening, how it can impact your business, and at the end of the day, if some of these changes go through, what you can do to offset the losses. If we haven't met yet, my name's Scott Redgate. I'm an online marketing coach, and the purpose of this channel is to help you make more and spend less in your online marketing campaign. And in today's video, I'm gonna break down everything that's happening with Google in their search generative experience. All right, so let's dive in and talk about what's happening. So over the past couple of years, AI tools like ChatGPT have skyrocketed in popularity. And a lot of businesses are using these tools to generate text on the fly, to evaluate spreadsheets, to automate other aspects of their marketing, and so much more. Well, Google certainly isn't sitting on their hands with this, as they've now started testing out integrating AI into the Google search results. And it's called the Search Generative Experience, or SGE. And so you've had the ability over the past year to sign up for this beta. And if you opt in, you actually get a different search results page than everyone else out there. Google will actually go in and generate a full answer for you using their AI, which is powered by Google Gemini. And so Google started testing this back in May 2023, and now there's rumors that they might be rolling it out into the public. If they do, this can have a massive impact on the referral traffic that your business gets from Google search. And the reason why that is because if Google is loading an artificial intelligence answer that completely answers the question that you have, then users will have no reason to click through to some of the articles out there on the internet about that topic. They may have actually gotten the answer that they were looking for just from the SGE experience. And so there are estimates out there that if Google fully releases SGE out into the public, that this could result in up to a 50% organic traffic loss for websites who get a lot of referral traffic from Google search. And so if your business has relied on organic search traffic over the past decade, this can cause a huge shift. It's not that you are penalized or your current SEO rankings have all dropped. It's just there's less real estate above the fold of the screen where a lot of users click to get their results. Now, this is different from the featured snippets that were released in the mid-2010s, because with featured snippets, you might get a partial answer, but then Google would heavily encourage you to read more from the author of that work. And so I remember when featured snippets were first released, there were a lot of doomsday predictions that SEO is dead and that you're not going to be able to drive traffic to your website anymore, and that didn't come true. But the search generative experience is different because you are getting full answers without having to click through web pages. So Google with their AI has essentially used the entire internet. They're using YouTube videos, transcripts to learn to help train their AI models. And if their AI models have learned from articles that are already out there on the internet, then it can have all the knowledge it needs to provide a full answer for a lot of questions. Now, full disclosure, AI is not always right. I typically say that AI can get you 80 to 90% of the way there, but you have to go the extra 10% if you want it to be perfect. And so it doesn't matter what AI tool you're using, whether it's ChatGPT, Google Gemini, Claude AI, a percentage of time you're going to just get a flat out inaccurate answer. And so here's the start of the pickle. Over the past several years, Google has really looked to reward those websites that provide helpful content, accurate information, are experts in their space, are trustworthy. And if the SGE experience loads for the majority of search queries out there, I can see a scenario where people start to trust the search results less and less because they're only getting accurate information a percentage of the time. Now, I have no doubt that Google is going to put a lot of filters in there. So if you're asking medical questions or something like that, you're not going to get the search generative experience. But if there is a sensitive topic that you're searching and you really need, maybe it's a .gov website or something along those lines, Google just has to be very careful that they're not loading the SGE results, or if they do, the SGE results are accurate and Google goes on to cite some of those authoritative sources that you can read on about the topic. But in my opinion, Google has to do something. And the reason for that is because one of their competitors in the AI space, which is ChatGPT or OpenAI, is rumored to be developing their own search engine. So if Google doesn't do anything and doesn't release at least some portion of this search generative experience, and there's competitors like OpenAI that do, that could for the first time in decades lead to competition that Google hasn't faced. So for example, if more and more people are starting to use AI and they feel comfortable communicating with the AI and asking situational questions, and the experience on this new OpenAI search engine is phenomenal, you're able to interact and get the results that you're looking for, and Google doesn't do anything, well, that could lead to more people using this OpenAI product if and when it comes out and not using Google. And if Google wants to maintain its dominance of 90+% of all the searches out there on the internet, they're going to have to do something. And so here's something else to consider in this mix. If you browse websites, whether it's a news website or forum, typically you will see ads on those pages. A lot of times that's how those websites are able to make money. And so a lot of those websites are using Google AdSense to help monetize those content. So let's say you're on a forum and you actually click one of the ads on that forum page. If that website was using Google AdSense to monetize their content, that website publisher or that forum in that instance would actually get a cut of the advertising revenue. And so there's this harmony behind the scenes where Google refers the traffic, people enjoy the content on those websites, they click ads, which benefits those websites and Google. Actually, if you look at Google's earnings statements, about 10% of the revenue that they see on the advertising side comes from the Google network, which in a lot of instances is their display network, which is powered by Google AdSense. And so if the SGE experience is fully rolled out, and let's assume that websites get less traffic as a result, well, that's less impressions or less views on some of these articles or forums or whatever. That could actually cut into Google's bottom line because there's less impressions to go around on some of these web pages. And so on the one hand, you've got a situation where Google has to do something because there's potential competitors coming into the space. And then on the other hand, this could potentially disrupt the harmony and the balance that has been around in the web ecosystem of Google referring traffic to websites and those websites running Google AdSense, which then benefits both Google and that website publisher. All right, so let's take a step back and summarize the pickle that Google is in right now. So on the one hand, they have to integrate some type of AI into their search results because competitors like ChatGPT and OpenAI are rumored to be releasing their own solutions. And if Google does nothing and some of these other competitors come about and actually do something, users might actually prefer the experience on some of these other search engines, which could actually put a dent in Google's overall market share, which is typically around 90%. But if Google does go ahead and make this change, it could very well lead to less referral traffic going from Google search to websites in general. And if some of those websites are running Google AdSense, that could actually hurt Google's bottom line because there's less impressions on some of those articles, on some of those forum posts, which could lead to less clicks on the ads on the display network. And let's add one more wrinkle into this mix, which is probably the biggest one of all. If Google releases SGE and there's full page results of these SGE AI answers, that could potentially push the ad results down the page even further. And if the ad results are lower and lower in the page, that will undoubtedly lead to less click to the ad results on the search page, which is Google's primary revenue driver as a company. So you can see this is an absolute mess that Google has to do something, but it can't be too in your face because it could potentially impact the revenue they're seeing from the search results and the revenue that they're seeing from the display ad network clicks that happen on publisher websites. And so at the time of this recording, there's actually rumors that instead of just broadly releasing the SGE results to the public, Google is actually going to hide it behind a paywall, meaning you would have to have some type of subscription service to be able to see the SGE results. Now, at this time, Google does have a premium plan for their Google Gemini product where you can pay $20 a month and you get access to their latest language model, you get some Google Drive storage and some other benefits, but there's not anything at the moment surrounding their SGE results. you can simply opt into the test of SGE and see what it looks like in its current form on your computer or phone. But if Google does hide the SGE results behind a paywall or a subscription service, that might actually be to Google's benefit, because on the one hand, they're not going to interrupt that harmony between referral traffic from Google search to publisher websites. They're not necessarily going to broadly impact the ads that are seen on the page towards the top of the page being thrown down. And then they could get a little bit of money from the people that actually subscribe. So it could be a good move for them. However, if a competitor like OpenAI fully releases a search engine that's all in on AI, I don't know if people would prefer or pay a subscription service to Google instead of potentially a free tool or a free search engine that has AI already built in. So the question is, if there's going to be a haircut across the board of organic search traffic, and let's say it's between 10 and 50%, what can you do to counteract this? Well, in my professional opinion, the best thing for you to do is not to necessarily be afraid of AI, but to use it to your advantage, because these tools allow you to do so much more. I have examples on this YouTube channel where I actually go in and create a calculator for my website with almost no HTML coding experience. You can use these tools to help you create articles so much faster. And so if there's going to be a haircut of organic search traffic, you have to be able to create more valuable content for your audience, and AI can truly help you do that. And so if that's interesting to you, go and take a look at scottredgate.com/playbook. And if you're looking for a completely free way to improve your business, make sure to check out my 7-day online marketing jumpstart doc. You can get it at scottredgate.com/jumpstart, and I'll leave a link in the description below. So in summary, there could be some massive changes to the way people search and how Google displays information on the search results page, but all hope is not lost. Instead of being fearful of AI, double down on it. Use it to your advantage to create a lot more helpful content and valuable content for your audience for less. Hey, I hope that was helpful. Could you do me a favor? Could you like this video and subscribe to my channel to give me a little momentum in YouTube's algorithm? Take care.